Of course, we want to remind them to eat well so they're not having to cook for themselves.
Right.
But I would be sure to have boundaries in place with money. If you're giving them a credit card, again, just reiterating the things that you've already taught them, or walk them through what that looks like. Mm-hmm. And, ultimately, this gets to be their choices,
right,
their decisions, and they experience the blessings or the consequences.
That's right. Well,
of
Erin,
what goes on.
We're gonna go to a break. When we get back, can you give us a few tips? Because I know that moms and dads are going to be going out shopping for some college items. And again, moms and dads' expectations versus the students' expectations, and just what that might look like. Sure. Can we do that? All right, guys, when we come back, we'll be talking more with Erin Berriman from Focus on the Family. Don't go away.
WFIA, The Spirit.
Dad, this camping trip's a great idea.
Yep, just a roaring campfire and a tent. What's that?
Oh, no, it's the Al Real. He's letting us know about some great outdoor deals on Alry.club.
Why is that a bad thing?
Well, no computers, no mobile devices. What were you thinking?
Well,
Great gift ideas and terrific deals on things you use every day. Save up to 50% or more. Online at Alry.club. The wise way to shop. Alry.club.
Watch thousands of music videos from your favorite Christian music artists anytime you want at GodTube.com. Jeremy Camp, Hillsong, Casting Crowns, and Chris Tomlin.
Where you go, I'll go. Where you stay, I'll stay. When you move, I'll move. I will follow.
Visit the all-new GodTube.com. The best Christian music videos, family entertainment, and more. All free. GodTube.com. That's GodTube.com.
The year was 1966. Household income was about $7,000 a year. A new home, $14,000. A new car, $2,600. Gas was 32 cents a gallon. In 66, our president was Lyndon Johnson. Miniskirts were all the rage. TV was in living color. And here in Louisville, AM 900 WFIA first signed on. Today, AM 900 joins 94.7 FM WFIA with Christian talk and teaching shows that are still safe for the whole family. Celebrating 50 years. We are Louisville's original WFIA The Spirit.
Do you have a family member who's getting older and can no longer be safely left alone? With Visiting Angels America's Choice in Senior Home Care, your parents and older family members can continue living at home and not have to move into a nursing home. Experienced, compassionate caregivers provide assistance in hygiene, meal preparation, and light housework up to 24 hours per day at affordable rates. To restore your family's peace of mind, call Visiting Angels toll-free today at 877-374-LIVE or at visitingangels.com.
Is your business outgrowing its current facility? Well, maybe it's time to build on your dreams with commercial building plans from Better by Design, the choice of over 140 builders.
Hi, I'm Andy Birdsall with Riverbend Financial. When we were looking for someone to help us design a new office space, our builder recommended we talk to Bob Leonard at Better by Design. The experience was fantastic. He was very flexible and very easy to work with. In fact, we had such a positive experience on the office that when my wife and I decided to build a house, we went right back to Bob to help us with the process.
Plans that are professional and accurate. Whether it's a commercial or residential building, custom plans, or builder-trusted stock plans, it's always better by design. Log on now and see some of the plans that were actually built. Go to bbd-plans.com. You're listening to Just Ask Joyce on WFIA, The Spirit.
Thank you so much for joining me today. We're talking about getting those kids ready for college. Parents, it's time. And we have expert graduate mom. And, of course, I love it, Erin, that you are here giving us some tips about this, because it is an exciting time, but it can be a confusing time, too, for parents a little bit. I know that this may seem mundane, but as a parent who has done this already, you realize the significance, and especially when it comes to girls, but even some guys, have preferences about how they want to decorate their room. and picking out the bedding and whatever. Does that play a big role in their getting ready for college?
Of course it does. And there have been times that we've been in the middle of the big box retail store and tears are just flowing because they're just a little overwhelmed with everything. When I told my daughter to make a list of what she needed to take for her dorm room so we could start preparing in June so we would have everything come move-in day in August, on her list was clothes, toiletries, and a comforter. And I said, okay, that's great. Let's talk about sheets and pillows and a mattress pad. Let's talk about hangers that you're going to need. Let's talk about towels. And so just sitting down and helping her build out the list. I think it's important that our kids know that they're not alone in it. I think they want that independence, and we try to give that to them. And so it really is a game of trying to determine when to lean in and when to step back and give them a little bit of space. Maybe give them some things to think through, and then letting them choose was really an important part of the process.
Sure. As
my kids were getting ready for school, because I'm not there to tell them how to do it. I want their personalities and their individual likes and dislikes to be a part of it.
Well, they all
so
have
that was kind of a give and take time for us.
Well, they all have this idea of this fantasy room that they won't, but it is so important because it is their domain. This is for the first time. I know that their rooms maybe at home might be a little bit their domain, but we do get a say in sometimes in how you're going to keep it and all this. But this is their domain. This is their private space for the very first time, and they want complete ownership of that.
Yeah, and Pinterest is an amazing thing in my girls' life, and they would come to me with all these beautiful ideas, and then some of them we were able to do, and some of them we just had to come back to reality and say, you know what, here's the budget on what we're going to spend to decorate your room, and we're not going to completely recalibrate the beds in there to make, bunk beds, and I'm not moving a couch in, and, that sort of thing, because they also don't realize the dimension of the room. I mean, that was something that I had to walk off for them and physically put out a measuring tape. So they understood that the room that they're in currently is going to be, that's bigger than their dorm room, and their dorm room will have another person in it.
Yes.
so
Some reality.
That's a beautiful idea, but here's your reality.
Yeah, reality is a nice dose sometimes, but we do need to allow them a little bit of space to dream, and so many times I know parents want to live vicariously through their kids with some of the things. And we see that even, as we're rearing them at, especially on sports events, but, but, this is their first time. We need to this is really cutting the apron strings kind of, sort of, and relishing in those moments, like with your daughter who texts you to say, to kind of vent. It sounds like she's kind of venting or just sharing her life with you. Those are the moments that we get to enjoy now. And if we have prepared them and had this relationship with them as we should, then we'll get to enjoy some of those moments. I know that it's anxious times for mom and dad because we're not real sure how much they're going to let us in. Wouldn't you think that that's where we share our angst?
Oh, absolutely. I wasn't sure. When you go from living in the same house with them to them, and they could be at a local college and living down the street in the dorm, but not having that daily contact, you wonder what they're doing. Are they making good choices? What's filled in their day that you're missing out on? And so that was a concern for me. I'm grateful for the balance that we have found. And in the midst of that, her reaching back out to me in the way that she has, we were able to walk through her being homesick. We dropped her off in August, and because she's in Texas and just the logistics of coming back and forth, she didn't come home until November. She didn't come home until Thanksgiving. And, just having those conversations about remembering why you chose this college, remembering why you're there, and walking them through hard starts as we start to let go of them this summer. We get to walk them through the fact that, what you're doing isn't easy, but I'm so proud of you. And I think the more that we believe in them, the more that we believe in their abilities, and the more that we voice that, it helps them to be stronger and braver than they think that they are.
Right.
And it reminds us that they can be brave and strong. My daughter currently has an internship down in Texas this summer, and she's in a place where she does not, she's not believing in her abilities. And so she's, we're having that conversation, and she sent me a text last night, and she said, "Thank you for believing in me because you're helping me believe in myself."
Oh, and that melts your heart.
I'm going to frame it.
I know. Listen, those are the ones that you do want to, and remind them.
The beautiful thing is we've been able to voice that this is her life. This is the decision she made, was to do this internship. And you know what? You can do this, and it's hard, but God is there in the midst of it. And I believe that you're going to walk through this journey and come out stronger on the other side.
Good for you, Mom.
And so they get to experience college away from you, but you still get to surround them and love them and hem them in.
That's right.
With your prayers and with your concern and your comments as you communicate with them.
And another little tip for parents, I think you probably learned this maybe the first time around, or maybe you were already ahead of the game, but if your kids in an out-of-state college, you better book some motel rooms early in the game when it comes for parents' weekends, right, Mom?
It's so true. It's so true. We there's an event at my daughter's college in February every year. That it's a big school-wide tradition. And my daughter kept trying to tell me it was a big deal, and I wasn't believing it. And we ended up in a hotel 45 minutes from the city that her college is in because we waited too long. Yeah. And so if you know those dates, get on the college website and figure out the dates for Parents' Weekend, for any kind of open houses that they may have, different special events, or if your child's in athletics there, find the game schedules out and book those hotels early. Hotels typically will take reservations up to a year in advance. And I know that sounds silly, but I'm telling you, time flies, and you want to make sure that you have a room when you need to be there.
Well, if anybody has to think about the fleeting of time, just consider that you have a child graduating this year. And when we look at it, I mean, where did the time go? But it does. Erin, God bless you. Thank you so much for sharing your expertise today and setting some parents' minds at ease about this transition from high school to college. God bless you.
It's been my pleasure, Joyce. Thanks for having me.
We'll have you back sometime. I'm sure you're expert at other things, too. But Focus on the Family is a very lucky to have you, very blessed. Thank you so much. Guys, we'll be back. Don't go away.
WFIA, The Spirit.
Almost 4 in 10 high school seniors in Kentucky don't fill out the free application for federal student aid, the FAFSA. We asked